Shutting down the radio, and we are on. What's up, and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot, and thank you for joining us. Today we are going to be talking about the top 3 reasons you should buy a motorcycle. Now, there's too much negativity around motorcycles, period. You're always hearing, you know, how many people are dying. You're always hearing them called murder cycles, and how do you get on that thing, and I can't believe you want to end your life so soon, and you know, all kinds of ridiculous things that people have passed down over time, and it's ridiculous, especially in the United States. It's very, very common here to hear that. But there needs to be ambassadors to motorcycling, to tell you why motorcycling is a good thing. And I think the benefits far outweigh the risk. And let's touch on that real quick. I am not going to sit here in this video and tell you that there's no additional risk in riding a motorcycle, because there is. But if you keep your head about you, if you keep your wits about you, if you practice, if you understand that driving a motorcycle is way different than a car, and you can't just really get on this thing and you know, and just drive. You can't just turn corners like in a car. You have to practice with this. If you wanna be good and safe, you gotta practice. If you're okay with that, and you understand that nobody really sees you, and you treat everybody like they don't see you, even if they see you, then you'll be okay. All right, things do happen, but you know, and I just had something happen to me the other day. You know, it was just one of those things. It wasn't anything bad. We'll talk about it in the next video, but it was bad, but it could have been worse. All right, so things do happen, and I'm not going to tell you that motorcycles don't carry an additional risk, because they do. But anything worth doing has risk, and that's just all there is to it. So number 1 is the community, specifically Harley Davidson. There's an awesome community around Harley, and the good part about it is motorcycling can be as social or as antisocial as you want it to be. I mean, really, there's no right or wrong. If you want to meet people and you want to do things and you want to go on runs and rides and poker runs and charity rides and all this kind of stuff, and some of the Saturday events that Harley does, and there's other communities, Indian as well. It's not just Harley, but I use Harley because there's such a large community around Harley, and a lot of events. But either way, you can do all that stuff. Or if you say, and I just want to ride by myself, you can do that as well. So it is very, very good. But I'll tell you, you know, I'm not the most social person in the world. I like to talk to people, but I like to keep my close friends, you know, I like to keep a close, tight, small group of really good friends. That's just my personality. But I've met some of the best people while motorcycling, or at events, or just people I started riding with, you know. I mean, it really is it's a very good thing if you can find somebody that works with you, even a consistent, you know, buddy to ride back and forth to work with. That would be a good thing too, you know. Just it is a very social thing, and I like to ride with people, and I like to ride by myself sometimes too, so I like to mix it up. All right, so 3rd time is a charm, or let's hope so. First day, video got rained out. The 2nd day, the GoPro did not want me to record what I was gonna say. So we're at point number 2, and this is a big one. So point number 2, the reason you should buy a motorcycle. Again, let me emphasize, I know not everybody should buy a motorcycle, but just let me throw that out there. But if you're looking at buying one, you want to get one, you want to take the time to practice, you understand the things we just talked about. Okay. The second point is the harmonious aspect of riding bikes, and I don't know that this is talked about as much, but it's a biggie, you know. And for me personally, the days, you know, I'm going back and forth to work, we all do it. Getting my mind right, you know, having the decompression time on a motorcycle in the mornings is huge. And then in the afternoon, just like what I'm doing right now. Having this time to decompress before I get home, all the things that just happened throughout the day. It was a rough day too, I can assure you. We all have them. It's nice coming to this to decompress. It is a very relaxing experience. And one thing about it is, yes, you have a lot to pay attention to, but whereas in a car, you can't escape things really. You know, things going on at home, things going on at work. You know, it's really hard to escape that stuff in a car. On a bike, you can't let your mind get lost like you can in a car. You know, I gotta pay attention to this car. I gotta see what this truck's doing, what this car is doing. You know, I gotta anticipate what everybody's doing. See this guy just, you know, cut in between us. I had enough room, it's whatever, but I'm looking out for things like that. Sand. The point is I can't let my mind wander, so I'm focused on all this stuff, but it's a very enjoyable focus. You know, once you've been doing it for a little while, you know, it's not like you can be any more complacent, but you start to know, you know, what you're looking for, and you start to see patterns in drivers. You know, this driver right here that's about to make a left-hand turn, I'm looking at him, you know. But anyways, there's things that you start to look for in drivers and in general. So it is absolutely one of those things that I look forward to, especially now that I got a bike that I truly love, that I enjoy riding. It is such a relaxing type of thing, and like I said, I'm not saying that you don't have to pay attention to what's going on. You don't want to let your mind wander, but man, you can just really enjoy yourself. You can clear your mind, even if you're, you know, at the house, you know, and stuff's going on, and you could just take your bike out, you know, you and your wife or you and a buddy, and just go out riding, man, and clear your head. And the therapeutic benefits behind motorcycling, man, I think are widely underappreciated, and if not underappreciated, understated, because it is truly beneficial to me, for sure, and I think it is for a lot of people. And then the third and final point I'm going to cover is purely the freedom. There is no other form of transportation in my mind. You know, even the nicest sports car out there, you know, it's you, the machine, and the road. No airbags, no seatbelts. It's just you and the road. It's the wind, the rain, the bugs, the hot and cold weather, you know, the seasons, the trees, the animals, the smell. The exhaust smell is fantastic. It's all these things, but at its core, it's the freedom, and it cannot be replaced. It's such an awesome feeling getting on a road like this, and just riding with a friend, you know, or riding by yourself, clearing your head. Like I said before, it's just, the freedom is so awesome. Getting on the throttle and just feeling the power, man. And it's almost like the wild west. It's almost like being a cowboy, you know, because at least here in the US, there's not a whole lot of motorcycles, at least compared to cars. There is a lot of bikes, but not compared to cars. So it's I'm not going to say it makes you an outlaw, but it's an expression of freedom, like unlike anything else when it comes to commuting. You know, it's a very old kind of fashion, even with all the modern stuff that's on here. It's a very I'm trying to put a right word on it to describe it, but you have very limited space in most of them, but you got a lot of power in between your legs, and it's just an awesome experience. That's what I can tell you. The freedom that comes along with this is awesome, man. You know, in a car, you're restricted. You got a seatbelt on, you got comfy airbags and all this kind of stuff around you. On a motorcycle, you got to keep your wits about you, and you got to understand that, you know, things can happen, but you can avoid these things. But it's very very primitive and old school in a way, in my opinion. I like that, and I like the freedom behind it. So what draws you to motorcycling? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please, again, make sure you subscribe. I'm putting a button right here for you, make it super easy, and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Maybe check out one of our other videos. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one, and as always, hold the rubber side down.